Good evening, everybody. So we're about to launch our brand new one-day special, and this hour really lives up to the billing because it is my absolute pleasure to be able to present to you a Brother sewing machine. This is the M230E. It is an incredible, I said sewing machine, embroidery machine. It's an incredible embroidery machine. The features on this, the price is breathtakingly good as well. Now, I have got the lovely Becky who's joining me. And Becky, we were having a chat in our production meeting.
Yeah.
And you were saying, in your head, the features on this embroidery machine, you would expect to pay in what region?
If I was looking to buy a embroidery machine of this calibre, I'd have in my head a budget of around £1,000.
Okay.
And that's not out there. That is genuinely, if you go out and have a look, that is a genuine...
For embroidery machines.
Yeah.
Well, so this embroidery machine from Brother, an incredible brand.
Yeah,
we know the
absolutely.
quality that we're going to be getting. Yeah, okay. So about £1,000. Now, let's look at the price that we're offering here at the craft store. And we're going to bring it onto your screen right now. So I want to put this into perspective. As a machine, the regular retail price for this machine is £849, and it's £849 flat. That's how much you should be paying. Look at that price as a Freedom member, £494.10. The saving is incredible, £354.90. It is a phenomenal machine, and we're actually doing our own research. Look, this is a considered purchase. Please do your own research. Just type in, see how much it is. And what we found, a lot of elsewhere, a lot of other suppliers didn't have it in stock. And where it was in stock, it is at the regular retail price of £849. So for a Freedom price of £494.10, for a sewing machine of this caliber, actually we've got some reviews here too. Now, this is the first time we've brought this to you, but our sister channel, Creighton Craft, has featured this heavily, and we were jealous. We used to look over and think, oh, it's a great machine. Well, now we can afford it to you as well. Let's have a look at what the reviews were on Creighton Craft. Look at this, 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews. You can go on to the Creighton Craft website and have a look at all of those reviews. But it is, and I've got to say, at the moment, our sister channel, Creighton Craft, have got it at the regular retail price of £849. We're already busy for this. This is why I feel the coming of two great channels, so the Craft Store and Creighton Craft. And I know there's a lot of change going on, but this is why it's such an exciting thing, because now everybody gets to enjoy effectively the best of both worlds, the best of Creighton Craft and the best of Craft Store. So we've never been able to bring this to you before because it was exclusive on TV to Creighton Craft. Now we're all one channel. A lot of viewers who have only used to watch the Craft Store are finally getting their opportunity to get an embroidery machine from Brother at that price. That's the key. I have to tell you, we're busy, and also busy for our sewing machine too. We do have a Brother sewing machine. We're going to look at that at 8 o'clock, but we'll just have the details at the bottom of your screen there as well. Becky, I know we're going to do a features a video just showing all the features of this. Just very quickly, anyone who's not familiar with the Brother brand, can you just tell us very quickly a little bit about them?
Okay, so Brother are incredible. They've been around for over 100 years. They have been making sewing machines forever. And I have a really long-running history with Brother. I have a very passionate relationship with the brand. I love them. Their attitude to the environment, if that's important to you, their attitude towards the customer. They want you to really enjoy your craft. What they make their machines so simple and intuitive to use, and that means that anybody can pick them up and just get going with them. But also just the fact that how simple they are to use does not reflect the level of technology and care that they put into making their machines. I just absolutely love their machines.
We are so busy right now. I'm just going to reach behind. I've got a couple of examples, so I'm just going to nab these, and then we've got a video to share with you. But this is why you might be looking to upgrade to an embroidery machine. So you might have a sewing machine, you do not have an embroidery machine. Look at the detail that you're able to create. And I've got to point out, you've got 80 designs already coming with this with the machine, 140 borders and frames, and 10 different fonts. So that's already stored as standard on the machine. But then you've got the ability to introduce more designs via the USB on there as well. How about this? So if you wanted to put a beautiful monogram or spell out words, you're able to do that as well. All done using this incredible embroidery machine. It really is special, and if you don't believe me, we've got a video that's going to explain it a little bit more.
The Brother Embroidery M230E embroidery machine comes equipped with a plethora of onboard features, including 80 built-in embroidery designs, 140 border designs, and 10 embroidery font styles, making it easy for you to personalise all your projects. You will have no fuss when threading thanks to the advanced needle threading system. Plus, there's an intuitive 3.7-inch colour LCD touchscreen for ease of use too. You can embroider your designs with a fantastic speed of 400 stitches per minute, and the amazing machine includes essential accessories and a 3-year warranty for that extra peace of mind. Brother at your side.
It's a really good embroidery machine. So typically, Becky, embroidery machines, I kind of got it in my head, you would be looking at, for a good machine, you're looking at around about the £1,000 mark.
Yes, of a machine of this calibre, £1,000, in my head, that's a good budget. That is a great, that's what I would be expecting to pay. And if you think this is what, £850, is it full price?
Yeah, 849.
849, so it's not a million miles away from that £1,000 mark. You know, that's not something I've just pulled out of my head. No. Even at that price, I'm thinking, oh, it's less than I was expecting to pay. So the way my brain works is I go, oh, that's less than half of what I was expecting to pay. Marvellous, I'll have 2.
Well, that's okay. I'll take this. Or do you know what you could do? Now, how about this for an idea? Let's just say, in your mind, you had sort of budgeted and allocated thinking, embroidery machine, when I do finally upgrade to embroidery machine, I'll probably look at about the £1,000 mark. You could get the Brother Embroidery Machine, and this is decadent, this is really spoiling yourself, but you could also add the sewing machine into your basket as well. Just saying, I'm not trying to force you down that route, but imagine the symmetry, having the Brother sewing machine and the embroidery machine working together on projects. Now, if you're a Freedom member, it would come up to 800. No way. Do you know, if you got both of these today, it would come up to £835.20. And you've got 3 flexi payments, so it'd be £278.40 today for both machines, for both Brother machines. They are top end, they're high quality, they're 5-star reviews. I just want to put that into context. We've done our own, I'd really advise you, and I always say this, on high ticket items, don't just buy these, do your own research. A lot of you who are coming to the show will already be aware of the Brother machine, the quality you're getting. We've done our research. A lot of suppliers are out of stock, don't even have this. The ones that do have it, it's on at the regular retail price of £849. So I say, with the Freedom price today, both machines, you'd be paying less than you would just for the embroidery machine by itself. Oh, that's good.
Amazing.
That's good, right?
It is incredible, and I actually have this in my sewing room. I own 5 Brother machines.
Wow.
And I have this embroidery machine, and I have that sewing machine. And to be able to, because they both are machines in their own right, to be able to have your embroidery machine embroidering there, and you can then sew here, and you're switching between the two, and it's such a time saver. I love it.
Taz, could we do a favour? I don't want to put you on the spot, so Taz, our lovely producer, could we just have a look? If we go online, could we add both machines into our basket and just have a look at how easy? You don't have to do this right now, maybe a bit later on. It'll be interesting just to show you, and again, those flexi payments. So to add both machines, because the value, this one machine alone, the regular retail price should be £849. To get both for £835, but the beauty of here at the craft store, we can split that into 3 flexi payments as well. So when you think about it, machines, I mean, the combined value here, you're looking at way over £1,000, and you're paying, what, 200 and something pounds as your first flexi, and you're spreading it over 3 months. So just something to consider, and we will show that to you at some point this hour. So this is your Brother it's an M230E embroidery machine. We are really busy for this. All I will say, and every time we do a show where it is a high ticket item, I always want you to email in any questions. So genuinely, and I really mean this, there's no such thing as a silly question. If you're sat at home and you're wondering, will it do this? Can I do that? Do I need to look at this? Any questions on your mind, please email in, and it's so easy to do, studio@thecraftstore.com. Becky is lovely, and she's also incredibly knowledgeable. When it comes to Brother, Becky is your go-to person. So any questions, please email them in and we'll pass them on to Becky. I've got a question for you, Becky.
Okay.
So embroidery machine.
Yes.
I'm looking, maybe I've got a sewing machine and I'm looking to finally take that leap and get an embroidery machine, which I think is a natural progression for a lot of sewers. What should I be looking for in an embroidery machine?
Okay, so I'm going to preempt your question with it being a natural progression. Actually, what I love about embroidery machines is you don't need to know how to sew at all to use one.
Okay.
So maybe you're really interested in soft crafting, maybe you're really into surface decoration, maybe it's upcycling you want to do, or personalization, but you don't want to learn how to sew, you know, what a notch is, what a seam allowance is, what a dart is. You don't need to know any of that. You just need to know how to thread this up and how to put the fabric in the frame. So if you are not into sewing but you are into embroidery, then fantastic. But yes, traditionally speaking, a sewing machine would be your first furore into soft crafting, followed by an embroidery machine. Because I actually came to machine embroidery relatively late in my career. I mean, I've been sewing for over 30 years and I've only been machine embroidering for maybe 5.
You started when you were 3. Hey.
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. So I actually am relatively, in those terms, quite new to machine embroidery, because I saw it as one of those extravagant things, those things that they're not necessary in a sewing room. I'm very practical mind. It's like, no, I can't, I need my sewing machine. I don't really have use for this. Now, I used to make wedding dresses for a living. Wow. I used to make couture bespoke made-to-measure garments. Okay.
That's okay, that is, when you're talking about a dress, the wedding dress is the biggie.
Absolutely.
So you're going to, anything you use to make wedding dresses, you're going to make sure it's absolutely top notch.
Absolutely. And on that sewing machine, I've actually made a wedding dress. So that shows you how good that machine is. Yes, absolutely. But had I embraced the idea of machine embroidery sooner, then it would have meant I could have offered my brides embroidery on their veils. I could have offered, you know, even down to things like offering them personalised embroidered ring cushions and things like that. It hadn't even popped into my brain, and I kick myself now because I think, God, what I could have done. But you know, that was then. Now I have 2 embroidery machines and I love them, and I wouldn't be without them. They're just amazing.
So typically in the past we've offered you embroidery machines and they've been over the £1,000 mark, and I'm not knocking any other brands because they are incredible, but what really strikes me as breathtaking is the fact that we can today offer you an embroidery machine of this quality, and you're seeing it here. The quality, the proof really is in the pudding, how good the Brother M230E is. And just have a look at that flexi payment. As a Freedom member, wait till you see your first flexi payment. So today, the money that's going to be leaving your account will be £164.70. For a embroidery machine, I keep saying sewing machine because we are busy for a sewing machine, but for an embroidery machine that's regular retail price is $849. And do you know, sometimes, Becky, I'm going off on a tangent here, but you know when you see a great price?
Yes.
And the first thing I do is I do a search for a product, so this is anywhere, this is outside of crafting, and see how much other people are selling for. Because you know someone, they're like, yeah, we've got it at a great price, and then everywhere else have got it for that discounted price.
Absolutely.
Have a look now, this very machine, £849. And I challenge you, because we've done this, try and find our price, our Freedom price, and also try and find a supplier that will spread the cost over 3 months. We couldn't, and that's genuinely, in our production meeting, we all got on our phones and tablets and tried to have a look. Most suppliers are out of stock of this machine. We are very proud to say we have it in stock. I think we found one supplier that did have it in stock, and it was at the regular retail price of $849. If you're tuning in from Crate and Craft, hello, welcome to, obviously I'm glad you're watching here. We can tell you now, on Crate and Craft, this is at the usual price of $849. So the craft store, as it stands, as far as we could find it, the only place where you can indulge this machine at this price. Now, Becky, finished. How long did that take to do?
So this was a 41-minute design. So I want you to have a look at this, because the quality of the stitching is so important when it comes to embroidery. At the end of the day, if it's not embroidering a beautiful picture, you then, what's the point?
I mean, that's lovely.
I want to point out, these are called your travelling threads. So this is where the machine will be embroidering over here, and then it will come over here and do a little bit, and then it will come up here. So all you do with these is you just get your little scissors that come with the machine, and you just snip those away, and there's your thing. But I want to show you the back as well, because this is such a sign of the quality. I mean, look how neat it is on the back. It's as neat on the back as it is on the front.
So this, you know what I was saying, things we should be looking for in an embroidery machine. This is one of the telltale signs of a good machine.
Absolutely. This is really amazing quality with the stitching. And the beautiful thing about embroidery as well, if you think, you know, you can have all kinds of screen printing and laminate printing onto fabric, but it eventually cracks, it eventually washes away, it fades. Embroidery never ever does that. In fact, to the point that I recommend when you do start embroidering with your new machine, test on some other fabric first, because once you start embroidering, you will never get it out. So you want to test it first, make sure you're happy with the colours and the positioning, etc., and then commit to your final garment or towel or piece of fabric that you're going to be embroidering on, because once you make a start, you will never get it out.
I'm going to tell you right now that when you do get this home, and so many of you are, I'm really pleased that we're having a busy show, you are going to embroider everything in your home. So that is the only warning. Everything that you have in your home is suddenly going to have a monogram on it or a beautiful design. It's going to be cushions. Think about your table runners, your bags. If you wanted to just create a beautiful design onto a bag, you're getting 80 feature designs with this machine. You can add more on there as well. You can also, we were talking about, so Marcus, and a lot of you will be familiar with Marcus, our director. Marcus, I want to say, he's quite well to do. He's got an orangery at his home and he's done well in life. He likes to have monogrammed bed sheets and cushion covers. So this is something, if we wanted to aspire to be Marcus's level, we can suddenly do that. Or onto clothing, if your kids' clothing, if you want to put names on the back on T-shirts, we can do that.
Absolutely. If you've got, I mean, when I got my embroidery machine for the first time, it was around November time, so it was just before Christmas that year. And I literally went around my house. I was like, right, what can I embroider Christmas things on? So we had Christmas hand towels in the downstairs toilet. Everybody had an embroidered names place setting with their name and a little Christmas emblem on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Little things like that, amazing. But we treated ourselves to a hot tub last year.
Oh,
and yeah,
that's a good treat.
We got big towels, and I've embroidered everyone's got an initial towel. So literally everything. And so talking gifts, my mother-in-law lives in Greece. She doesn't see us very often, so we sent her out a hooded fleece thing that she loves to wear, and we'd embroidered on it #1 Yaya.
Yeah. Wait, is she Greek?
She isn't, but they've lived out there for 17 years. So they're Yaya and Papoose.
Well, yeah, I was just going to explain. So grandmother in Greek is Yaya.
Yes.
So that's incredible. Do you know what I'm thinking now? So we've got a little boy, Archer, and nursery, all his clothes, you have to put names on there. You know, you could do that, or you could just embroider them on.
Yes.
Going in, rocking up with a jumper with their own personal names.
PE bag. My daughter has an embroidered PE bag with her name on it.
Oh, that's good.
Because,
PE bags.
yeah.
It's something you will use. And also, if you have a slightly different name, because I tell you now, when I go shopping, I don't see very many things for a Yanis, unless you live in Greece. And
unless you live in Greece,
with this machine, and I'm really pleased we are busy, what that indicates to me, I think a lot of viewers at the craft store maybe have not seen this before, because I know at Crate & Craft, it has been a best-selling machine. And we are so proud to be able to offer it to you today. So as an embroidery machine, it is first rate. You know what you're getting with Brother as a brand, been around for over 100 years. There is a 3-year warranty on this as well. I think that's important because it does give you that peace of mind. It's the features that you have to work with as well. So you've got the hoop space, and that's something that I know Becky's going to be discussing a bit further this hour. The fact that you've got a colour screen in here as well. It's these little details, and that is what the features, that's what equates to, in Becky's mind, she was saying, a machine, other brands with these kind of features, you'd be looking at around about the £1,000 mark. Brother Machines, we're selling this, and it's not too far away from that, at $849, typically, regular retail price. It is that price right now on Crate & Craft. We've got a special price because it's a one-day special, but this price is only for a 24-hour period. So at the end of this 24-hour period, or I've got to tell you, because we have been really busy, it could be while stocks last. We could potentially be selling out of these. And the reason why I mentioned that is because we've done our own research, and please do it. If you've got a phone or a tablet at hand, just type in Brother M230E embroidery machine, see how much is being sold elsewhere, and see if they've even got stock, because so many suppliers we saw weren't in stock. The one supplier that did have stock, it was at the regular retail price of $849, so that solidifies that is a regular retail price. And also have a look and see if they've got flexis. Are you going to be paying $164.70 today? Have they got a freedom price on there too? Your saving is £354. That is why we are busy. It is an incredible machine. We are just going to jump on the website and show you some reviews as well. Don't believe me. Have a look at the reviews. Now, we've had to go to our sister channel, Create and Craft, to see these reviews, because this is the first time we've offered it. So maybe in the future, if we bring it back, we'll have some reviews to share with you. A great addition to my sewing room, and now I can embroider panels to make. That's cool. So easy to use. Easy to use. This seems to be a consistent theme. Fabulous images, give so much satisfaction on the finished product. I use mine for making fronts on cards. That's it. That's really interesting way of using it. Thank you. I love this embroidery machine. So as a general view, you can see 5-star reviews for this machine and worth every one of those stars. It really is a very good machine at an exceptional price. I kind of feel this is your next progression. So if you've got a sewing machine, by the way, we do have a Brother sewing machine on the show as well. If you've got a sewing machine and you've been waiting for that next step, but you've been priced out of the market, you think, well, you haven't got £1,200, £1,500 or even £1,000 to be paying on an embroidery machine. How does $164.70 sound? Now, it's your first of 3 flexi payments, but suddenly that makes it a lot more affordable and a lot more accessible to so many crafters. And you've got that massive saving that we can't find anywhere else. And that's so nice to be able to say we've got a great price. We were going to show you something just before we go to Becky. We did do a basket. We're going to get back to that in a while, because it's worth seeing that. Just remember, this sewing machine by itself, £849. Today, as a Freedom member, you can get this machine and you can get our Brother sewing machine, which we also have on the show. Put them together, 2 flexi payments. Look at what you're paying. Your first flexi payment is $278. Your total payment will be less than you pay for one machine by itself, the embroidery machine by itself, and that's even, we haven't even put on our Freedom discount on there as well. So if you're a Freedom member, it's going to be even cheaper. So it's just worth checking that out on our website. Anyway, enough from me. We're going to continue to have a play with Becky. What else can you show us, Becky?
Okay, so I want to really get into the machine and start showing you what the machine can do, but I want to just take a moment to pay homage to the booklets that Brother provide with their machines. I mean, you've got your manual and you get a catalogue with the designs in. Brother produced the clearest, most incredible, easy to follow manuals. But I want to show you the embroidery design guides. So when you look in here, there's your 140 borders and frames, but you've got a full catalogue of all of the designs. Now, here is the one that wrong page, I can't do it backwards. That one there. That's the one that I've that's the one I've just done. So if you have a look, you can see we're 41 minutes. We've got all of the different colour steps. Okay, and then we've got the final size down the bottom. So this is an amazing booklet that tells you exactly all the steps, etc. And in the back, something else I really want you to know about this machine and the booklets. So depending on the brand of your threads, we've got a conversion chart in the back of the booklet that tell you what the numbers would be. And I'm going to give you an example here, because we've actually got some embroidery threads to offer you today. So at the moment, I'm using an embroidery, so let's say white, for example, is number 1. Now here I've got the Madeira poly neon threads. So nice. If I was to use those, white is number 1800, and I've checked the thread roll, and that is correct. That is the correct number. Not only do we have this conversion chart in the back, have a look at what happens on the menu, because we can have a real play with this. Not only can we play with the designs, we can tailor our machine to however we want it to be. So if I turn this round, and you can have a look at the screen that I'm going to be using here. So
colour screen?
Colour screen, absolutely. And because it is a colour screen, this is a side note, but because it is a colour screen with full editing function, this machine will work in conjunction with your Brother Scan and Cut if you have one. Oh. So it will cut out your applique shapes for you.
Oh, no, that's cool.
Oh, yes.
That
Yes.
suddenly takes it to a whole different level.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're a mixed media artist, you know you can do anything that you put under here, paper, card, if a needle will go through it, you can embroider onto it. So team that up with your scan and cut as well.
So
Incredible.
Can you imagine having a craft room with your Brother Embroidery Machine, your Brother Sewing Machine, and the scan and cut as well?
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of viewers, a lot of the Create and Craft viewers, they have got that set up at home.
I've got that set up at home.
Okay,
It's amazing.
all right, okay.
In fact, I did have it going the other day, and I took a picture and put it on Instagram because I was so excited.
How do we follow you on Instagram? Because I'm going to
Becky
give you a
Cole
follow.
Sews.
Okay.
You're going to go and find my picture of all my machines going at the same time.
After the show, yeah.
But I want to show you, we were talking about the threads. So on the machine, this is your embroidery menu, okay? And on the bottom, just below it, we've got these touch buttons. Now this one here is your options. So I'm going to press that, and that's going to give me some options up here. So I'll talk through some various ones. This is your grid, etc. But can you see here, it says 1, 2, 3, and then it says embroidery. Now, if I flick through these, Madeira Poly.
Oh, it's already pre-installed, set up.
So if I press OK, select a design, these all start with white usually.
Oh, that's cute with the cat.
You'll see 1800. Sorry, 1801.
So it tells us what we need to be using.
So you can, whatever brand of threads you're using, you can actually program in the machine and it will talk in the language of your threads. You can even change it to talking to you in colour rather than numbers as well. So instead of 1801, it will say, or whatever the number is, it will say white. So it's completely up to you. You've got so much control over this. It's not just about the embroidery at all. It's everything. I
kind of feel as somebody who's never really used an embroidery machine, I've obviously done a lot of shows with embroidery machines, but not got to work with them. Having a look before the show, and you show me to, it's very intuitive to follow around. You don't feel like you're going to be bamboozled with having to work things out. And that's something that Brother do so incredibly well. In fact, let's create a design. Let's create a design, and I'm going to show you exactly how easy this is. Because all you need to do is know how to do this bit and how to thread it up. And when I'm going to show you how to thread it up, but something to bear in mind, something else wonderful about Brothers is the continuity between their ranges. The iconography on the machines are the same. They thread up the same. So when I'm threading this machine up, the sewing machine threads up in exactly the same way. The bobbin winds in exactly the same way. It's amazing. Even the bobbins will cross over between between the machines. So if you're getting them both, great. And you know, there are viewers who are doing that. I understand it's a luxury, but why not? Especially if you can break the 3 flexi payments, you're breaking the price up over 3 months, and having both machines. We're going to be featuring the sewing machine in the later hour. That's going to be at 8 o'clock. Our main focus this hour is the embroidery machine, but I mean, both together at a great price. Really good. Absolutely. I mean, if soft crafting is your thing, then why not? Yeah. So let's have a look at the screen, and I'm going to show you. We're going to create a really lovely design, and I'm just going to make this up on the spot, so I haven't planned this at all. This is completely just to show you how easy it is. Now this is the menu you're going to get when you turn on the machine, okay? Now this is what I mean by intuitive and simple. Could you possibly guess where your monogramming font was on there? I have a little sneaky guess. It's right by your finger. And your borders and frames and your fonts, and then your embroidery designs are up here. So these are your larger ones. This is your and your quilting ones are in here, and then this is your other ones. So in here we've got flowers, and we've got borders, and we've got filigree shapes. We've got some beautiful little child ones, some flowers, some Easter, there's some Halloween and Christmas. We've got all bases covered. Nice. Okay, so if we want to create a design, so I'm going to go back to the designs that are on here. That I love these ones. So this is the same range of the little teapot that I've just done, but this one has a pussycat in a little teacup. Why wouldn't you? A little kitten. Little kitty cat. Love a little, who doesn't want a cat in a teacup? Hey. So now I've selected my design, and it's brought up this menu. Now you can see I've got all of these options, so I can maneuver my design in here. Now at the moment there's not a lot of moving around, but I could shrink my design down, so you can change the sizes between 90 and 120%, and now I can move it because I've got a bit of extra space. Okay. And you don't lose any detail when you do shrink. No, not at all. It all stays. I mean, you can make it long and thin if you wanted to, you know, so you do have those kinds of options to do with whatever you want to. But I mean,
I can even make it larger. So now it's filling my 10 by 10 frame, which I'll talk to you a bit more about in a moment. Yep. I can rotate my design if I want to. So 90 degrees, 10 degrees, even down to 1 degree in both directions.
Just give it a little nudge.
So much control. Yeah. I've done rotation, sorry. We can change the colours. So here at the top, I'm still working in Madeira poly because I haven't changed it, but it doesn't matter. I can do that later. So up here you can see this little thread spool symbol. Now these are the different colour steps. So white is the first one. This is over here. You can just about see it on the screen. Yeah. You can see the section of the design that would be stitched in that. Now if I scroll through, now it's pink and it's part of the flowers. This is now the outline. Can you see at every point this part is changing to the part of the design that's being stitched? Now what I want to do is to find the cat, okay? So this, where is it? There we are. This is what I'm after. So this is the sort of orangey colour of the cat. Now I have a black and white cat at home. I don't have an orange and white cat. I have a black and white cat. So I'm going to select black, and now this cat looks almost identical to my cat at home. Oh, almost identical. So I could stitch this out as a little homage to my little pussycat.
You can put, if you've got a little blanket, a cat blanket, you can monogram it.
Absolutely. And, you know, we can keep scrolling through. You know, if you wanted, so at the moment we've got pink roses. Well, maybe I want red roses. You know, so you've got so much control over what you do with this design.
It's so handy having that colour screen. What's your cat's name, by the way?
Addy.
Oh, that's a good name.
Short for Adler.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't name him. He came from a foster home.
Wait, you can write Addy there.
I
put
can.
the picture on. This is why you've got a lot of scope for customisation.
Absolutely. Well, if I want to put his name on there, look, so now I've got this little add button down here. So if I come down here, it brings me back to the main menu. So I'm going to come to the fonts, okay? And you can see that we've got all these fonts. We've even got 3 Japanese fonts.
Nice. Amazing.
Now I'm going to go for the Letterman jacket font because it's my favourite, and Addy's that kind of, he's a jock. He's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
He's top cat.
Yeah.
So I'm going to press A for Addy and I'm going to press set. Now I can move this with my finger so I can put it wherever I want. Now I could write his name across the bottom. Yeah. If I wanted to, I can just delete that section, press add again, come in. Actually, let's just pick this font. So ADDIE. Now, can you see it says it extends outside of the frame? I can't add any more letters, but I want to add letters. Yeah. I'm going to press OK. Now, down here we've got large, medium and small. If I press medium, I can now write in more letters. And if I need to go down a size, I can do that as well. Now, if you want lowercase letters, there are lowercase as well. Okay, so, and you've also got, if you come through here, you've got your numbers and you've got also special characters
like
as well.
Ordinals in there as well, yeah.
So you've got all of that on offer. If I wanted more than one line of text, because I can keep writing letters, but the machine will treat it as one stitch, one thing. So if I press this enter button, we've now got 2. So I'm not going to write anything in particular. I'm just going to write A, B, C, D, E, because I'm going to delete these off and show you. Okay, F, G, H, I, J. Okay, so if I press now I've got 3 lines of text. Yeah. There's a red box around the bottom one. If I press select, it will flick between them. So it's treating, because I've created that new line of text, it's treating them as separate lines of text. Okay, so now I've got Addy. Now I'm going to move that down. Okay, let's move that down a little bit. Now I've got this, now this button's lit up because I'm dealing with some font. So I'm going into font edit. Now I can change the colour of each individual letter if I wanted to, but I like this. This is array, okay? So from this one, I can now curve my letters. I can make them very curved. I can make them go diagonally. And you can see we've got control as well. So if I don't want it quite so steep, I can bring it down.
The feature, this is why we say the feature on this, you would get on a machine like £1,000.
It's honestly, it's incredible. Even if I want the curve, I can make it less curved or more curved depending on what I want for my final design. And each point is telling you the sizes as well, because you've got to bear in mind, if you're embroidering onto something, you want it to be a specific size. You want to be able to know exactly how the sizes are working. And again, this iconography is the same as the iconography on your scan and cut. So even across the board, the scan and cut is not a sewing machine or embroidery machine, but the iconography is the same. Okay, so I'm going to press OK now. So now I've got all of these different options. I can now go and change the colour of the lettering if I wanted to. I could make, so that's you can do it individually. Come on, nice. I want black again. Okay, so if I turn off multicolour and then go back in and change it to yellow, it will change the whole word. Okay, so you really can. I can make them rainbow coloured. I can do whatever I want with them. So let's move Addy.
When you think about this in real terms, Becky, we will absolutely use this. So let's say you've quilted a beautiful quilt you're going to give to somebody. It could be for a nursery. Then you can put baby's name, date, birth on there.
Absolutely.
Or if you want to make a bag, personalise it with a name.
Absolutely. Honestly, embroidery is so much fun. It really, really is so much fun. The gift options are limitless as they are anyway. So now we've finished designing our design. We're happy. I've changed the colour of my roses. My cat looks like my cat, and we've put his name in there as well. If there's a button here that says edit end, so I can press that. Now that's going to give me an opportunity here to manoeuvre it, to move it around and to rotate it. Now this is great because if I was sewing onto a towel, for example, it might be that I want the towel has to lie sideways in my frame, so I actually want my design to lie sideways so that it's stitched that way. We've also got the opportunity to save our design. So if I click on here, we can save it to the menu on the machine, or I can save it to your USB. So not only can you import designs, you can export them as well, okay?
That's
so
cool.
I'm going to save it to the machine. I'm going to press saving.
And I suppose it's important, if you're getting a machine for longevity, to be able to then increase your repertoire, increase the designs. Because you're getting 80 designs straight off the bat, which will keep you busy for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got those 80 designs, those 140 borders, those 10 fonts. So you are not going to be short of things to embroider, right. But you've also got limitless possibilities of what you can create with them, as we're showing you now. But on top of that, you have got that USB function. So you can download, you're looking for PES files. If you go online and search for free PES files, you will literally get millions of hits. It's incredible. But my advice to you is Brother give you a free design every single month. So if you go onto their brother.eu, which is the European site, you can see they have a catalogue of 24 designs. So they keep 2 years worth of designs on their catalogue for you to go. So straight away, even before you've received your machine, go onto the Brother website, pop your USB stick in and download those 24 designs. And each month a new one is added and one drops off. So every month you're getting a new one. If you go on the Brother International website, which is the American site, they have hundreds of free designs. So you are, even just Brother off what Brother offer you is incredible.
I'd absolutely be doing this.
But there are a plethora, my favourite word.
Good word.
There are a plethora of people out there offering PES files. Some are for free, some you will have to pay for, and that's at your own discretion. That's up to you. But yeah, you're never ever going to run out of things to make. It's
such a good machine, and if you don't believe me, we've got a video just really singing all the virtues of why you want to be looking at this incredible Brother embroidery machine.
The Brother Innovis M230E embroidery machine comes equipped with a plethora of onboard features, including 80 built-in embroidery designs, 140 border designs, and 10 embroidery font styles, making it easy for you to personalise all your projects. You will have no fuss when threading thanks to the advanced needle threading system. Plus, there's an intuitive 3.7-inch colour LCD touchscreen for ease of use too. You can embroider your designs with a fantastic speed of 400 stitches per minute, and the amazing machine includes essential accessories and a 3-year warranty for that extra peace of mind. Brother at your side.
I like that, Brother at your side. It's a great machine, and a lot of sewers, if you think about your own journey, you might have a sewing machine, and in the back of your mind you'll be thinking, I want to upgrade at some point to an embroidery machine or add that into my crafting setup at home. But typically good embroidery machine of this kind of level with the features that you have on the Brother M30E, you would be looking at M230E, sorry to say, you'd be looking at around about the £1,000 mark. Now I want to qualify that. This machine, the regular retail price is $849, but as we know, just different brands you pay a different amount, but the features loaded on here, any sewer or anyone who knows about embroidery machines will say it's not unreasonable to think that you could pay up to about £1,000 for a machine of this kind of caliber. 849 is not a million miles away from that, is a good price, and that's what you get with Brother. You get the 3-year warranty from a brand that's been around over 100 years, so you know this machine will be built to last. The price we have on the show, so salient points from me, this isn't this is a considered purchase. I don't expect you to just be channel hopping like, I'm going to buy this. If you've been wanting an embroidery machine, if you've been waiting for the right opportunity, the right price, all I will say right now, the first thing you should do, go online, please don't take our word for this, go online and have a look at how much this machine is elsewhere. 2 things to point out. Have they got it in stock? Because we're finding a lot of places they did not have it in stock. What's their price, and will they allow you to split the price into 3 flexi payments? We've got Freedom Price, taking the value even higher, so you're saving £354.90. Your first flexi payment today, the money leaving your account, is £164.70. For an embroidery machine that is worth £849. If you go to our sister channel, Crate & Craft, you pay £849. If you go online, the one supplier that we found that actually had this in stock, £849. So you know that's a benchmark. That's how much you should be paying. What we do here at the craft store and Crate & Craft is, well, every day we will bring you special offers. And this special offer, it is for a limited time, 24 hours. 6 o'clock tomorrow, the price goes back up to £849. Don't sit back, really, and I'm not putting, I promise you, I would never try and pressure anyone into buying right now. But if you have been waiting, this is it. This is your opportunity to own an embroidery machine that you know is going to last, from a brand that's a reputable brand. It's not like sometimes you see something. I'll give you an analogy. So TVs or hobs. I bought a hob, an electric hob, very quickly. I bought an electric hob from it was an unbranded, I didn't really know the brand. Put it in the kitchen. It was a year and a week out. So the warranty was for a year. 1 year and 1 week later, it broke, and that was it. I called them up and they're like, yeah, sorry, it's out of warranty. That was it. So that's how much it lasted. And I thought, I'm never going to buy it and brand it again. So going with a brand that's been around for 100 years, you know you're going to get that quality on it. And the price is incredible. So this is your opportunity, $164.70 today. As a Freedom member, you've suddenly got an embroidery machine in your stash. And going through it and seeing you work with it, Becky, it's an incredible machine.
It is. I love it. I mean, I own it myself. That's how much I love this machine. And yeah, I mean, you mentioned the warranty and things like that. This is what I love about Brother. I mean, there's a 3-year warranty with this. Yeah. If you're going to use it commercially, they still give you a 1-year warranty.
Wow.
Commercial warranty. I mean, you don't get commercial warranties anywhere.
The fact that they're offering commercial warranty, the fact that people would use it commercially, to me, is the biggest endorsement we can give this
Absolutely.
machine.
But you also have the Brother customer helpline. Now, these are usually printed on the top of the machine. You can access it if you are struggling to thread up your machine, if you're not sure what the buttons do, even if you can't work out how to turn it on. I mean, obviously, all of that information is in the booklets anyway. But, you know, if your machine suddenly starts making a funny noise, or the threads get a bit tangled up, or you're not sure what, give them a ring. Yeah. And if it is a problem with the machine, they will absolutely deal with it. I have put Brother Customer Services through their paces and really tried them out. But here's testament. I mean, I use these machines all day, every day, okay? This is my job. Yeah. And I still have access, I still call the customer helpline occasionally. And I rang them the other day because my machine was making a funny noise. By the time I spoke to them, it was fine, it fixed itself. Yeah. But, you know, that seems to be what happens. Turn it off, turn it on again. Yeah. But they said to me, oh, you haven't contacted us since June 2020.
Oh, wow.
And that was literally the other day. So that's how regularly I have to contact them. I don't. And I did that last time to put them through the paces, to really give it a test. So they are just brilliant. You've got, when it says Brother at your side, I couldn't think of a better tagline.
Yeah. And it's good to know you have got that support.
Yes.
Talk
absolutely.
to me about, just anyone sitting at home thinking, because you were in this position, you're saying you had a sewing machine and you were like, well, do I need an embroidery machine?
Yeah.
What would we use our embroidery machine for?
So I use mine, other than work purposes, I use it for gift making. I use it for personalisation. I use it for, like I said, covering everything in my house with Christmas things. Yeah. Any fabric was covered in Christmas embroidery, you know, all of that stuff. But do you know, something else that I absolutely love about embroidery is upcycling. So this is where you don't need to know how to sew. Go to a charity shop, buy some second-hand clothes. This is brilliant for the environment as well. And add on some embroidery. So I've done embroideries on the back of denim jackets, I've done embroideries on all sorts of things, and suddenly there's this brand new created item that you could actually then go on and sell if you wanted to, you know, upcycling.
Jeans, because I know friends who've bought jeans and suddenly a bit of embroidery on them, so you're looking at 70 to 100 pounds.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And something else, little tip for free, if you've spilt something down the front of you, stain, you can't get rid of it, embroider over it, no one will ever know.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Not that I've ever done that, obviously.
But look, it's the point, you will be embroidering, and think about gifts for friends and family. So I talk about my son way too much on air, I am that dad, but when we were lucky enough to have Voucher come into our lives, suddenly all the gifts we're getting from people, especially crafty friends, were given us these personalised gifts. It means so much more when you do get a gift with someone's name on it or a date. If you're going to give a Mother's Day gift, going through the year, think how this will work for you. If you're going to make a bag, being able to put a beautiful embroidered design on your bag, on clothing, on jeans, personalising things. So if you wanted to put someone's name on the back of a top, you can absolutely do that as well. Think about table runners, home decor. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and it is a machine that will work with you. We're really busy right now. We genuinely are busy for this machine, and I think what's going on here, a lot of craft store viewers will not have seen this machine because it was exclusive to the Create and Craft. We're very glad, and this is why, and I know I've already said this, but everything that's going on, the fact that Create and Craft and the craft store now are going to become one, that is the best of both worlds, because what we're able to do is bring you really the absolute best from both channels now for everybody. So if you are a craft store fan, if typically you felt Embroidery Machine has been outside of your price point, £164.70 today, first of 3 flexi payments, this machine will be at your home. We're going to be sending it to you for £164.70. It is a phenomenal machine. The possibilities, the fact that we can add more designs into the machine. You've got the colour display as well, and we saw Becky using it. So easy to use. There we go, Addy, and we made that off the cuff. It really is a great machine. Any questions, please get in touch. 3-year warranty, a very special price, and I think a lot of people are doing as we suggest, and please do this right now if you're watching. If you've got a tablet or if you've got a smartphone, type in Brother M230E Embroidery Machine, see how much it is elsewhere. We only found, and we did a very quick search in our production meeting, we found one other supplier online who had this in stock. Everywhere else it was out of stock. It was on at $849. Create and Craft, $849. Here at the craft store tomorrow at 6, $849. But today, right now, and for the duration of the one-day special, you've got that discount of £354.90 as a Freedom member, and you can spread the cost over 3 months. Come on, why wouldn't you? All right, we're going to get back to Becky now and continue the fun.
Right, I want to start stitching this out, but I've just thought of a gift that I did make using it, and I did buy a design because it wasn't one that was in the machine. But I had well, I've still got a friend.
You had
She's
a friend?
still my friend, but she had a baby in 2020, and her and her husband are motorbike mad. Motorbike mad. Can you find baby clothes with motorbikes on them? No, you can't. So I bought some black baby grows. I found myself a motorbike PES file, and I did all over the baby grows, and it was like Born to Ride, Biker Like My Mum, all those kinds of things, and gave her a whole set of biker baby grows.
So you can,
and that's the kind of thing that I think is brilliant.
Being able to personalise a gift like that to somebody, if you know they like a certain band or a certain book, and you can really taper it and make it better, or if they've got a nickname.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so should we get stitching? Let's stitch out our design. Now, I'm just going to shift the machine to one side because I want to show you how to frame up your fabric. So this is your embroidery frame, okay? You only get the one frame with it. And what you do is you have a 10 by 10 area to stitch inside. So this is the frame, positioning frame that you get with it. Can you see this square here is your embroidery area. So that's 10 by 10. Now that is your maximum embroidery area at any one time. Now you can maneuver this frame around. Using this grid, you can maneuver it around because the quilt behind me has a 10 by 10 embroidery in every single floral square. Okay,
wow.
There are 144 10 by 10 embroideries that I stitched on this machine. It was all stitched together, it wasn't individual. It was all stitched, the quilt was stitched together, and they are all done on this machine. So, and that's a king size quilt. So when I say you are not limited by the size of your hoop, you really are not limited by the size of your hoop.
So the florals are embroidered?
The floral is a pattern, but over the top there's a quilting pattern embroidered. There are quilting designs built into the machine as well.
That's cool.
So if you're a quilter and you want to use it for quilting, absolutely.
If we wanted to, have we got the ability of buying a larger hoop, or that's the largest hoop?
This is the maximum size hoop. You can get a smaller hoop.
Right.
So if you're planning to do lots of tiny little things like collars and cuffs, etc., then you may want to invest in the smaller hoop. But it's totally up to you. I mean, I've never found a need for anything other than this hoop, but there is that option there.
Well, it's nice. I suppose it's better to have the larger one.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool.
So I've got my hoop. It comes apart in two pieces. Okay. So there you've got the larger piece and the smaller piece, and the larger piece goes underneath. The smaller piece goes on the top, like so. So on my fabric, I've got my fabric on the top, and underneath I've got stabilizer. Now this is really important when you are embroidering, that you stabilize your fabric. Now this is just tearaway stabilizer. This is the simplest one to use. You can use adhesive iron-on stabilizer. There's wash-away stabilizer. There is all kinds of different stabilizer that you can use with your thing, depending on the fabric and the project. But for this one, I'm just using tearaway stabilizer. So I've got the stabilizer underneath, the fabric on the top, and I'm laying that on top of my large frame. Now I'm going to pop the smaller frame over the top and push it inside. Okay, so it's like framing a picture, but back to front.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to pull on the sides to give the fabric a little tug, because what you want is for it to make that drum sound.
Okay, yeah, you can hear that.
That is how tight you want your fabric.
Nice.
So I'm going to tighten up the frame as well. You do get a little handy screwdriver to do that. Don't over tighten it because you'll crack your frame, but just tighten it enough so that that fabric is not going anywhere.
Nice.
Okay, so once it's in, now this is just a scrap of fabric. This could be a jumper, this could be a towel, this could be a dressing gown, a t-shirt, you know, a bag, whatever. As long as you can get it in the hoop, you can embroider onto it. So I'm going to pop this underneath here, and on the side of the hoop, we've got these two little, I call them like toy train bumpers.
Yeah. Okay, I see that.
That's the best thing that I can describe it as.
Okay.
So they clip into the side of the embroidery arm, just like so. And that is my frame ready to go. Now, when I come up to my screen, I'm going to bring the machine back so you can see exactly what's what. I'm going to come back up to here, and I'm going to press embroidery.
Yeah.
Okay, and now my machine's ready to stitch. Now the first thing I need to do is actually to thread it up. So I'm going to get my thread.
So I'm thinking, like, say a polo top. You can go to the high street, buy a plain polo top, very simple, you know, for a few pounds. Suddenly you put a bit of embroidered design, say, on the chest, and it's suddenly it's bespoke, it's customized, and you'd pay a fortune elsewhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I've got the thread here. I'm going to, remember the sewing machine threads up in exactly the same way. So we've got a hook here, we've got our little arm here, and I'm coming down. I'm following the solid line that's drawn on my machine. The arrow's sending me back up. It threads up exactly the same as a sewing machine. And this is honestly the hardest thing about embroidery, is threading up the machine. Now, I've come around the hook at the top of the needle, just there. Now there's a little gap, and then number 7, so it's all numbered. Number 8 is my blade on the side. Now I've got a lever on the side of the machine that's going to activate my my needle threader. So to have a look at the needle and watch this, because this is just brilliant. Done.
Done.
It's one of my favourite needle threaders. Yeah. It is fabulous.
Nifty.
So I'm just going to snip that.
Just swoops in, does the work for you.
Absolutely. Now, because, can you see this green light here? If I lift my presser foot, it goes red. If it's red, it will not let you stitch
So where
at
to
all.
stop, yeah.
And I've pressed it so to lower the presser foot. So it's now telling me what it is that I've done wrong. I've forgotten to lower my presser foot. Now the light is green, then that means we're good to go. So I'm going to press go. I'm going to move my hands out of the way and it's going to start stitching. And when it's stitching, I'm going to show you what's happening on the screen. Now this is white thread against a pale pink. But what I want to do is actually stitch this out and finish stitching it in the next show so that you can see the one that we've created. You've seen us stitching, you know it's amazing. But let's have a look at the screen because I want to see you to see what is happening because this machine is talking to us the whole time. So here's our design that we've created. Now can you see this little green cross that's jumping around? That is telling us at any one point in real time what part of the design is being stitched. Okay, so we know exactly. Over the side here, again, you can just see a shadow of it because it's white. We had that when I showed you that when we were changing the colours. But there is your section of the design. So this is the teacup that's being stitched at the moment. Okay. Now here we've got our list of colours. Now I showed you in the book where it will have them all listed. It will only show you 4 at any one time on here. So when this is an 11-minute colour, okay? So when this one's done, that drops off and the next one comes up until you eventually run out. You've got your colour name, you've got etc. that we've programmed in. Remember, we're at the moment using the Madeira Poly neon numbers, but we've got these times down the side. So these are how long each step's going to take. Now, an 11-minute step is a pretty long step. I can put this to one side and get my sewing machine out, or I can go make a cup of tea, make sure the kids aren't killing each other. You know,
11 minutes, good time to do that.
11 minutes, a bit of you know, parental supervision. So you know, you can really see now. It does round up to the nearest minute, but you can see that we've got some really some decent times here. But you might get a 1 minute, you might get a 2 minute. In which case, you're probably going to want to sit and watch your machine. Just a warning: it is a bit obsessive. I do just sit and stare at it because it's quite cathartic.
Don't blame you. What's the red? The red numbers at the top of the screen.
Across the top.
Just there, it's going up, and then you've got the 15, 3, 4, 5 underneath.
Yeah, so 15, 3, 4, 5 is how many stitches in our design in total.
Okay.
Okay. Now you can see the number above it. So the red is current time, the black is total. So the red is counting up in real time how many stitches. Now this is stitching at 450 stitches a minute. So that is a fast machine.
It's quiet and smooth.
It's
you can
so
hear it
quiet.
on TV. I can still hear you very easily.
Absolutely. We're having this conversation. It's not a problem at all. We're 11 minutes into our 41 minutes and we're on step 1 of 13.
Perfect. And that is why the Brother M230E has been so immensely popular. This is the launch hour of our one-day special. Got to tell you, one-day special, this price is around until 6 tomorrow or while stocks last. And the reason why I say that, we've had such a busy launch. I want to put this into perspective. Go elsewhere, it's sold out. A lot of suppliers do not have this in stock right now. We couldn't find anyone who had it at the price we have it. Elsewhere, we did see it at $849, which is the regular retail price. Crate and Craft, it's on for $849. Freedom price today, though, the price is exceptional. If you are a Freedom member, it's worth becoming a Freedom member just to get hold of that price. And of course, your P&P is included there as well. Can I just say a huge thank you to everybody that's joined us this evening, I should say. And well done, Becky. I really enjoyed working with you.
And you.
So you're going to be back at 8 with Richard?
Yes, I am.
Good. All right. So Becky will turn. We'll see this design at 8 o'clock.